First of all those who handle the human resource function in this room, thank you. Thank you for your contribution to wherever you work. But more than that, you know that you impact societies. And I know that with AI, there may be a little bit of question mark. And I'm going to cover my point of view literally in a few seconds because taming is a very strong word. And do we really need taming of that? But after that, I would like to leave you, this audience, with few fundamental things about this technology, which is going to give you a lot of clarity in terms of what's going to happen. So really what we have to do is recognize AI and collaborate with it. So that's my point of view. And in order to do that, the first thing being this is a HR conference and HR audience, from today, let's say human is not a resource. This may be a very strong statement for people who are in industry for 30, 40 years managing human resources. But now it's a time on the planet that we should stop saying human is a resource. Then you may say, who is the resource? The artificial intelligence is a resource. So maybe this room and some leadership can take a new definition for human resources. Come up with some word. I don't think I can coin it. But the knowledge workers word also we used in the industry a lot. I want you guys to change from today and call them wins worker. Wins worker are those who use words, images, numbers, and sounds. Now, if you apply this principle to any function, you will be able to now realize because I don't want in my 10 minutes to talk about what AI is going to do, what will change, what are the applications. You all know that there's a lot of literature to read about it. But this wins worker concept is real and is a measurable in terms of defining which roles are going to get impacted by AI. So heart surgeon or a chef is not a wins worker. So nothing is going to happen to them. In fact, I live and work in Boston. I was at MIT for a conference with IDC. And one of the MIT professor on economics was presenting, and he said that next 50 years are the best for plumbers, cleaners, chefs, people who do physical work. No jobs impacted. Their compensations may not go up, but they are very secure. But according to me, who was impacted are wins worker. And who are those? Are the software programmers, the accountants, the lawyers, the HR professionals, the marketing, the communication, the list goes on and on and on. But how does this happen? What is this AI? Why are we so excited or worried in equal breath? Why Sam Altman's visit to India makes a lot of big news? Why Prime Minister Modi meets him? He's just a startup company CEO. I'm struggling in Boston for 10 years, startup company CEO, but never was invited to meet president of a country. So I'm going to leave some technical terms. If you're HR, if you're business leader, I know there are some CEOs and managing directors and chairmen in this room. Please, what I'm sharing for next 5 minutes, you must know it. It's not optional. That what is really AI? Forget about the robots, what Vikash talked about in terms of who's training robots to do what, etc. But the most important branch of AI for this audience is machine learning. And machine learning has 3 types of technologies, which you should know. Again, I'm going into a little bit of technology. It is must for you to know this. Post this in a question answer, we can handle a little. But the first algorithm in machine learning, and I know that there are 2 technical experts and there may be many. Excuse me, I'm not going to a lot of technology. I'm just keeping it at a high level. So I may be using some marketing and sales communication also. But in supervised learning, what you have is you have a historic data and you know what you are looking for. So predictions. Vaibhav provides algorithm where you have historic data and you know what you are looking for. Which person will leave my company? Which person is probably going to join my company? What will be my sales? What will be my revenue? So you know what you are looking for. That is called supervised machine learning algorithm. You might find as I speak boring. As it goes, you will find it interesting that you must know all these terms. The second is unsupervised because there is a supervised, there is an unsupervised. You have data, you don't know what you are looking for. Let's in geo world put all the sensors, people going there, here and there, recorded for 1 month. Now we find, what are we finding out of it? So I really don't know what I'm looking for that sensor data. but I can give it to algorithm which is unsupervised and it will tell me what to do. Now, as you know, in ChatGPT, you give thumbs up, thumbs down. You are doing training to that algorithm. It is called reinforcement algorithm, that you are training with manual input or automated or etc. And we can go into the details of it, but that's a reinforcement algorithm. Supervised, unsupervised reinforcement. Please remember these words. Unsupervised, supervised where you have data, you know what you are looking for. Unsupervised, you have data, you don't know what you are looking for. Reinforcement where the answer comes in, you are reinforcing learning and giving the output. And the last is a deep learning, where I put this reinforcement, supervised, unsupervised algorithms in tandem, trying to solve some complex problems and getting an output. As Vikash was telling about the progression of the AI, we as engineers solved mostly structured data problems in last 3 decades. Then as the phones started coming and iPhones innovation happened, we started talking about unstructured data, which is text, images, etc. And the third is the videos. So this is the way the content progression happened, and we started applying these algorithms to data, text, and images. So why I'm telling you all this is that the application areas for the supervised learning algorithm typically is a structured data, which is in rows and columns in Excel sheets or databases, data analytics, etc., etc. In unstructured, I have natural language programming, chatbots, text processing, and in image or computer vision is image or video processing. Again, you may feel that why I'm talking about this all is important to you know that this is the area which you guys are talking more as AI now, because this natural language processing in 2017, Google DeepMind engineers came up with a white paper. You all should Google this. You all should read it over this weekend. It's a very tough technical paper, but a must read for those who have interest. And the paper name is Attention is All What You Need. And being Indians, we know that parents have always told us, pay attention, pay attention. So human brain is networked in a way that you just pay attention to few words. So this white paper came up with the algorithm saying that if you pay attention to the words, the AI algorithm has a capability to predict the next word. So how I explain, without going into a lot of technicality, is that in this audience, I throw a rope and shout snake. The moment I snake, you're going to pay attention to that word. Some may think that this is a reptile is going to bite me and may get heart attack. Someone will get anxious, start running. Somebody may get sweat. Somebody may feel something. Everybody will react to it differently. That's because the way you are trained onto snake as an animal and you formed the impression about it. So for example, how this attention model works is that when you pay attention to a word, it starts finding the words in the vicinity and tries making a sentence. So ChatGPT is not giving you data from any database. It is creating the data. So for example, when I say cat sat on a wall, and you must have experienced in Google, it gives you the suggested word, is that it creates a scoring in this attention model, and the word which gets the highest score completes the sentence, saying cat sat on a mat. Now, why this is important to know, that in the same white paper, the engineers came up with a technology called transformer. Again, not getting into technology, but there's an encoder and decoder in this. It pays attention to a word, it completes sentence, it completes paragraph, it completes page, it completes a book, and now there's the aha moment. So this transformer, which is now available to everybody, you can take it and put large content into it, and then it starts generating similar content. And there where the industry started changing, that, oh, I can give machine some task and it starts giving me the answers. But keep in mind that those answers are not coming from any database. Those are generated by the algorithm. Therefore, it is called generative AI. So what is generative AI? It's a branch of AI. It is machine learning. It is NLP and deep learning combined, giving you similar content. So you feed one page, it will give you a similar page, not the same page. It is not going to pick the one. So if you go to ChatGPT and say there is a Japanese restaurant in BKC, you are going to get answer, but that is probably going to be a wrong answer because it's not a search engine, it's not a database-driven technology. So two broad categories now in the AI is discriminative AI, which is what we have been using for predictions, etc. so far. So just to make this easy to understand, if I have a dog picture, I put it into a discriminative machine learning algorithm, it will tell me that this is a dog. And this is what we use for last 30 years. But what is generative is that I take a dog picture and put it into a generative model. it will generate a dog picture, but a similar dog, not the same dog. And again, this is a little difficult in explaining in 10 minutes, but every professional in this room should know this concept that generative AI is a probabilistic predictive technology which generates similar content to its training. So how did it happen so far? Vikash already covered in detail, but just to make it a little fun, that 1990s when I studied engineering, we used to code in a database, and some of you must have done it. Animal with 4 legs, it has brown hair, it barks. Then machine will tell me it's a dog. And we were very happy. We built banking applications, we built ticketing applications, etc. on based on that. Then from last 20 years, the machine learning algorithms started coming in. I can put a dog picture and it will tell me that this is a dog, and it was a wow moment that I can put a cat and it will say it's a cat. But now the generative AI, I repeat, you put a dog picture, it will generate a similar dog picture. Now, why I'm telling you all this is now the enterprise AI, particularly in HR domain, is redefined. And the redefined is that it's going to be the predictive or discriminative algorithms or data analytics which we use so far, combined with generative AI, but more importantly, the data and governance. For you HR professional, this data and governance is far more important to you than the technology. I was just chatting before this presentation that this technology is available to bad actors and good actors. I can put, there is a now new GPT, I don't know how many of you know, called Worm GPT. It is being trained on all leaked passwords and malwares. And I can go and prompt a new cyber attack on company or a country or a location, and it can generate automatically malware. So HR professionals are going to get impacted with this technology, and profession is going to change. We can discuss in Q&A how and when. Thank you.